Hey there, I just wanted to talk about something that I've been really passionate about over the past few months, and that is the Your Boyfriend game. So, just to preface, there's going to be some spoilers, and then there's also just a trigger warning, stalking, abuse, murder, all that kind of stuff. Also, if you're a minor, please stay out. Wait till you're an adult. So, I want to talk about like why I like Peter so much personally. For one thing, he seems like really genuine in the way that he expresses his feelings. He doesn't hide the fact that he's into you. I do understand that, like, so if I met someone like Peter in real life, maybe I should, like, I'm not going to, like, pursue a relationship with that person because yanderes and stalkers and all that kind of stuff is really only fun in the context of a fantasy. The reason why we're okay with it is because we like Peter, the character, right? Well, he's just so genuinely like nice at first, at the very least, at least up until, like, again, spoilers, he fucking punches you out in the car as he's basically kidnapping you. Now you got in the truck willingly, but now you're leaving unwillingly. I think another thing that I really like about him is that his character design is so simple, and yet I think he's like really cute. Like, we make a lot of jokes about, oh, he's a little golf ball, you know, but I really think it's his eyes. Like his eye, like he's very expressive, and I'm like super attracted to that. Like, I've never been someone who was really into the characters that were like dark and mysterious, and you don't know my emotions because I hide my emotions, and I just think that that's so. I guess I liked it at first, especially whenever I was like an emo teenager, but I guess as an adult, with all this having to figure shit out, I mean, it's just very refreshing to have someone just be upfront about shit, you know, like that's super important. Another thing is his voice. I have a bit of a voice, I guess, yeah, you can call it a fetish. So I have a really so I really like his voice. The thing is that his new voice actor. I give the man props, truly I do. He has a nice voice, but I think his deliverance is lacking. I think he really needs to re-record his voice lines, and I really don't want to be rude to him, but it just doesn't sound the same. It doesn't invoke the same feelings that the original voice actor did. And honestly, fuck the original voice actor. He has made some very terrible comments before, and while I understand people can change, also, you're playing a character who is not at all racist and not at all transphobic. He may kidnap you, but he'll kidnap you regardless of what you look like or what you identify as. So at least he's all inclusive. So having someone who has these biases doesn't quite like represent the character correctly. And really, someone like that just doesn't deserve to be platformed if he's going to spread hate. And that's disappointing because, credit where it's due, he had a really, really nice voice. But I really hope the new guy ends up, doing very well. There's been a lot of voice actors on Twitter, but mainly one, Metallic Fox. If you guys are interested, if you already know who he is, then you know what I'm about to talk about. I've commissioned a few like scripts from him, some voiced lines. I think he does a really good Peter. So if it comes to a point where they need a new voice actor, I guess a new voice actor for Peter, I would highly encourage him to try if he's comfortable with that. They're comfortable with that. My bad. Yeah, I think, okay, so like personally, I've always had a thing for yanderes. The reason why I like yanderes is because once again, they're expressive and they're genuine with their feelings, but also they have like this drive of my life is about you. And again, someone in real life who's like that is, problematic, and I shouldn't associate with that. But in fantasy, it's really nice to think about somebody who really does care about you to such a degree that they are willing to go above and beyond to the extreme and commit actual crimes. Obviously, prefacing that's not okay in real life, but again, this is fiction and I can like whatever. I just really want to make it clear that you should not be around people like Peter in real life, but it's okay to like Peter as a character. I simp hard for this tall, lanky boy. Another thing, I really like tall, guys, and I really like lanky. My sister is quite the opposite. She likes short guys who are muscular. I prefer them being tall and lanky. I don't know why. It's just a preference. Another thing I really like about Peter is just that, the whole game itself has been really inspiring over the past couple of months. I think I've produced more art and more like fan stuff than I ever have for any other fandom in this that I've been a part of. Before the Your Boyfriend game, I was really heavily into My Hero Academia. But for some reason, I guess maybe because it's a larger community, there's literally millions of people who are interested in it. I haven't, it just didn't feel like you were really included. You just seemed like a casual fan. But with the Your Boyfriend game, not only did I meet like-minded people, but a lot of people who were interested in the Your Boyfriend game were also interested in a whole lot of stuff that I was interested too. And another big thing, why is there so many like really talented people in this community? It's just incredible to me. There are people making fan games, fan art, comics, animations, all that kind of stuff. And yes, other fandoms have that as well. This one is just so supportive. Like I really feel happy and I feel like I belong in this community. I have made really great friends and really great. I've just. Man, I've crocheted so much stuff. Well, it's not so much. I've crocheted 2 Peter dolls, and I am in the process of crocheting a sweater with a little half black, half white heart on it, and I'm really excited for that. But I've really, really, really enjoyed this fandom. I really enjoy Peter as a whole, and I want to make some videos in the future talking about my AUs. For those who don't know, I have a comic AU about Peter, but he's a cryptid monster. And I have quite a few comics about that. You can either find it on my Twitter, Silent Neko Art, also my Instagram, also Silent Neko Art. There's a highlight reel in my on my Instagram that has the series in order, so you don't have to sift through all my posts. I mean, if you want to sift through my posts, that's great, but if you're just looking for the AU, that's where you can find it. I would suggest not going to my Twitter unless you are okay with a lot of NSFW stuff. I do post a lot of NSFW. Also, the Your Boyfriend fandom has also created Pedro. He was a knockoff Peter in a fan game, and I think maybe in the future I'll do like a Let's Play of it. I'll probably voice over some gameplay or something. I'm just, again, there's so many talented people, so many fun things came out of this fandom, and I really, really enjoy it. So talking about the story itself, the story has a whole lot of characters that are really great. Lucy, the troubled, but she's kind of nice. I guess not teen, but I guess older young woman. She's one of those characters that I like. As far as a story goes, but if I met someone like her in real life, I would hate her so much. I would just hate her. But again, fiction being what it is. TK, I think TK is really nice. I think out of all the characters, Lucy would be my least favorite, but TK is really fun and supportive. Dawn is such a DILF. If it wasn't for Peter, I would be simping hard for Dawn. and then Peter himself is just really kind of, the date is like really quirky and he's just really silly, but he gives off somehow the beginning, like the date with Peter kind of comes across to me as like the same feelings I get from like looking at photos of liminal spaces. Like there's nothing inherently wrong, but like you can tell something's a little bit off, right? And again, it's like all these feelings like involved in the game that make it so fun. And I'm sorry, I'm just ranting here. I'm just like rambling and rambling and rambling. There's really no rhyme or reason. But if you made it this far into the video, hey, I love you. Thanks. This is that's it. This is the end. I'm moist criticaling you all with that's it. See ya.